when Mahaprabhu invited all the people of Navadvip and all of the devotees to come to his house with torches to chant the holy names on procession to the house of Chandkazi. They were fearless. They came. And Chandkazi, who's an incarnation like Kamsa. Kamsa was like him. Krishna liberated Kamsa in one way, but Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaudiya Vaishnavism Namaha. But Lord Chaitanya is so merciful. He never killed anyone, even the greatest demons. By his mercy, by his grace, he killed the demoniac attitude within the heart and liberated them to realize their eternal loving nature as pure devotees. Still, there was people criticizing. Still, there was people who were escaping the mercy of the Lord. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. At every stage, everything he was doing was out of compassion. Parama karuna pahundu ijana nitai gora chandra. Lord Chaitanya is supremely compassionate. Yesterday, we concluded our narration with King Prataparudra on the rooftop of his palace, along with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Gopinathacharya, witnessing the kirtan of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So beautiful, so sweet, so filled with love and devotion. King Prataparudra was astounded. I've never ever seen anything like this. How could it be? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he told, what you are seeing is the special creation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prem Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy names in ecstatic love of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada would say that the goal of chanting and the process of chanting are essentially the same. The purpose of chanting is to attain love of God. And when we attain a love of God, what do? We endlessly, ecstatically chant the holy names. Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. This chanting of Hare Krishna mantra has descended from Goloka Vrindavan. There are no conditioned souls in Goloka Vrindavan. There are no demons, there is no exploitation. There was absolutely no material suffering in Goloka Vrindavan. So why are they chanting there? Because that's eternally the way all of the devotees express their love for Krishna, for Sri Radha. They share Krishna and Sri Radha's grace in the form of Sankirtan. And because they're chanting with love from their divine, eternally liberated spiritual hearts, it brings the highest happiness to Krishna. It's so simple. In this world, there are so many things we're trying to achieve. Trying to get money for projects and trying to build things and try to control our senses but in the spiritual realm, if we could simply chant the names of Krishna with feelings of love, that's the most intimate offering that Krishna accepts. And anyone could do it. Dina hina yata chilo harinam udhari lotara saksi jagai madhai. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda taught that in this world, the greatest way to show our love for Krishna is helping others to love Krishna. By spreading the glories of the holy name of the Lord. So what was Prataparuja seeing from that rooftop? He wasn't just seeing people who loved Krishna. He was seeing people who loved Krishna so deeply and so truly that they had the ultimate compassion for all living beings. Advaitacharya was there. Srivas Thakur and his brother, Sri Ram, Sripati, Sri Nidhi, for years, feeling the pain of the conditioned souls, they were crying to Krishna to come and help them. They themselves were happy. But how could they be happy with all of their brothers and sisters and so many species of life forgetting Krishna? Haridas Thakur was in that procession that Prataparuja was seeing. He was dancing in ecstasy. Previously in Fuliagram, Thakur Haridas, he was so enthusiastic to preach because of his compassion, to spread the holy names of the Lord. He chanted at least 192 rounds a day, 300,000 names, and still he had time to go out and bring tens and thousands of people to the path of pure bhakti. That was the result of his chanting. His ecstatic love for Krishna flowed toward the conditioned souls. And when there were so many complaints against Haridas Thakur, he was brought before the king. The king said, Haridas, just stop this chanting. Stay in your cave. Chant alone. But don't go out in public and try to teach others. If you just keep to yourself, we'll leave you alone. But if you do this, they will beat you, torture you till your death. Think about it. What would you tell the king? Haridas Thakur smiled. He said, just see the power of Vishnu's Maya. You have such illusion. There's one God. What is this? That one God is being glorified in the Holy Quran. That one God is being glorified in the Puranas and the Vedas. He's the supreme father, the mother, the source of everything that exists and the ultimate shelter of everyone, who has many names, who comes in many forms at different times. But if you chop my body into hundreds of pieces, every one of those pieces will be sharing the holy names of Lord Hari with the conditioned fallen souls. How could I live when everyone else is suffering? Do whatever you want with me. Another person who was in that kirtan was Vasudev Dutt. Later on, we will hear his prayers to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Let the sins and the bad karmas of every living being in the entire universe fall on my head. I pray, bless me so that I can suffer perpetually hellish conditions so everyone else could get liberated and go back home, back to Godhead to be with you. That was the mood Vasudeva Datta was chanting. This is what Prataparudra was saying. The most selfish, compassionate, humble people in the world. Why? They had these qualities because they loved Krishna. They imbibed the spirit of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda Prabhu. And this is what composed what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya declared to be Prem Sankirtan. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told the king that the Supreme Lord Krishna has descended into this world as Lord Gaur Hari, especially to inaugurate and to spread this Prem Sankirtan movement. Krishna Varnam Tvisa Krishnam Sango Pangashaparasharam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayayar Yajantihi Sumeda Saha. He cited this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam, that in this age of Kali, Krishna appears, not in his eternal sham, darkish complexion. He comes in a golden form to taste the sweetness of his holy name and to spread the sweetness of his holy names along with his dear associates. Bande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sadodado Gododaye Pushpavanto Chitro Sando Tamonado. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda have appeared like the rising sun and the moon simultaneously in the horizon of Gaudiya Desh to remove all the darkness of the ignorance of this age of Kali. The king asked, whatever you're saying about Lord Chaitanya being the supreme personality of Godhead, the absolute truth, the source of all incarnations, I understand. And you've proven it on the basis of scriptures. It's clear and it's evident. But why there are so many, even Vedic scholars, who do not recognize Lord Chaitanya? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, because it is not by study, it is not by intellectual knowing that we can ever know the Lord. It is only possible when the Lord is pleased to reveal himself to us. This message has very, very great meaning as we follow through this wonderful Leela of King Prataparudra's deliverance. Then the king said, where are all the devotees going? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Gopinathacharya, they said they're all going to see Lord Chaitanya. He said, well, why aren't they going to the temple? And what is this I'm seeing? Who are these two people coming with garlands? Swarup Damodar Goswami and Govinda personally were sent by Lord Chaitanya to put garlands on Advaita and Srivas and the other Vaishnavas. They were all offering obeisances to each other. Everyone was embracing each other. As they were walking toward the Singadwaram of Jagannath's temple, toward Lord Chaitanya's house, Gambhira, Lord Chaitanya came out and met them on the road. Such a beautiful sight this was. After years of separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the devotees are now being met on the simple roadside of Jagannath Puri. They're all offering obeisances. Lord Chaitanya is picking them up. Every single devotee he's embracing. Every single devotee he's placing a garland around their necks and anointing all their limbs with sandalwood pulp. Then he takes them all to the house. King Prataparuja Singh, Vaninath Rai, and others are bringing large quantities of prasad. Sarvabhauma said, Lord Chaitanya is going to give them prasad. The king said, this is not according to the regulations of visiting a holy place. When you first come to the holy place, you're supposed to fast and shave. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, that's true. But that's an indirect order of the Lord that's given in the scriptures. But direct order of the Lord has prominence over an indirect order. Lord Chaitanya, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of all the Vedic literatures, is personally telling them, eat prasad. Who would follow rules and regulations when the Lord is giving you prasad with his own loving hands? So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu greeted all the devotees. There's a beautiful description of this in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Each one, they were all crowded in his room and crowded in the courtyard around his room. Over 200 devotees and more people were appearing. And for each one, Lord Chaitanya was embracing, he was giving garlands, and he was glorifying. Time and again we find Lord Chaitanya, how he loves to glorify his devotees. Sometimes he glorifies as if he has 5 mouths. Sometimes many mouths. Sometimes he's glorifying his devotees with such enthusiasm, it's as if he has thousands of mouths. Can you imagine seeing this? This is actually something we have to take seriously. We have to take it literally. We only have one mouth. Our capacity is to glorify someone with one mouth. But Lord Chaitanya could glorify with thousands of mouths simultaneously through his one mouth. That's his love. Srila Prabhupada, in one beautiful conversation, he spoke about when he was a little boy, and his father used to tell him that when Krishna wants to take away from you, he takes with 10 hands, and you only have 2 hands to try to protect it. In other words, if Krishna wants to take away, there's nothing you could do. And if Krishna wants to give you, he gives with 10 hands, and you only have 2 to receive it. And Srila Prabhupada explained how later in his life, that's exactly what happened to him. At the end of his days as a grihasta, his whole business was totally plundered by people who cheated him. He had nothing left. He became a vanaprastha. He tried to start a project in Jhansi, spent a whole year developing it, and what happened? It was all taken away in one day. There was nothing left. He lived in that little room in Radha Damodar and at the Bamsi Gopal temple before. And somehow or other, he got that little passage on the cargo ship. He said that he spent years, he wrote over 1,000 pages of translation and commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. And there was only one copy. And it was stolen, never to be seen again. And when he was at the Bowery, he said, I was loitering in New York City with no friend, no means, and no home, just depending on Krishna. He said, Krishna took everything away from me, and there was, with 100 hands, and there was nothing I could do with my two. And he said, now, he said, we have centers all over the world and millions of books and thousands of devotees. He said, now Krishna's giving with 10 hands. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, from his heart of hearts, was appreciating each and every devotee, knowing the finest details of their sacrifice and their love. He was glorifying Advaitacharya, glorifying Srivas Thakur. He turned to Vasudev Dutt. He said, your younger brother is Mukunda Dutt. And Mukunda Dutt has been my dearmost friend from my earliest childhood, but I'm more happy to see you than I am to see Mukunda Dutt. Vasudev Dutt, he said, Mukunda Dutt is so fortunate. He's been your friend throughout his life. And because he received your mercy before me, even though he's my younger brother, I consider him to be my senior. He is most fortunate. You see, devotees, and this is something that's hard to understand, unless we love Krishna, then it's easily understood. Devotees love to glorify others more than they like to be glorified themselves. Here's Lord Chaitanya praising the devotees, and the devotees are not, they're humbled by it. Their response is talking about how fallen they are, and they just want to glorify other devotees and give all credit to other devotees. This is Vaishnava community. Something to put on the pedestal of our aspirations of life. Lord Chaitanya asked, where is Murari Gupta? Murari Gupta was quite a few years older than Lord Chaitanya. He was a very great scholar. He was an incarnation of Hanuman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip said he's a doctor, an Ayurvedic doctor. But anyone who considers him just a doctor will be doomed to ignorance. Because whoever he contacts with, he heals the body and the mind and the soul. Whoever comes in contact with Murari Gupta is given ecstatic love for Krishna. How the Lord glorifies his devotee. Where is Murari? And even after getting glorified so much in Navadvip, Murari Gupta's outside the door hiding, because he felt so completely unqualified to come anywhere near Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya had to bring him over. Lord Chaitanya sat him at his side. Lord Chaitanya personally, with his own hands, was cleaning his body, praising Murari Gupta. And as he was being praised, Murari Gupta was more and more humbled by that. Then Lord Chaitanya asked, where is Haridas Thakur? Nobody saw Haridas Thakur. And then somebody discovered he was out on the public road, some distance away, laying in his prostrated Dandavat position, offering obeisances and prayers, crying. Lord Chaitanya said to the devotees, bring Haridas here immediately. The devotees went, Haridas, Lord Chaitanya is calling you. And Haridas said, I'm a malecha, I'm a yavana, I'm abominable, I'm so fallen. I can't go there because his house is so close to Jagannath's temple. I cannot contaminate it in that way. Just ask the Lord if I could have a solitary place somewhere close to the temple where I can see the chakra. They came back and told Lord Chaitanya, and he understood Haridas's heart. And after spending many hours meeting all the devotees, welcoming them to his home in Puri Dham, then he personally went out to where Haridas Thakur was lying on the roadside. He lifted him up. Haridas said, you should not touch me. Lord Chaitanya said, I am touching you to purify my own life. You're constantly chanting Krishna's holy names. Then Lord Chaitanya personally brought Haridas Thakur to a small secluded garden and told him, this will be your place. From here you can see the chakra of Jagannath's temple. Without disturbance, you could chant the holy names of the Lord. And every day I will personally come here to bring prasad for you and spend time with you. Time and again in the Leelas of Lord Chaitanya was remembering Haridas. Practically whenever there was prasad, Haridas would not be there. He would be hiding. And Lord Chaitanya, before he would take even a morsel for himself, he would put aside prasad for Haridas Thakur and arrange someone to bring it to him at the right time. Because Thakur Haridas had taken complete shelter of the Lord was constantly remembering him, constantly serving him. In fact, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to the Jagannath Temple very early every morning, darshan, kirtan, and after many hours he would receive the Mahaprasad of Jagannath. And directly from there, Lord Jagannath himself in his beautiful moving form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu would go to Haridas Thakur's garden and present Jagannath's prasad to him. Haridas never had to leave his place. Lord Chaitanya was so happy with him sitting there chanting the holy names, he didn't have to go anywhere for anything. The Lord would personally arrange it, not through others, himself. His love for his devotees. When he saw it was very hot and sunny, Lord Chaitanya brought a toothbrush, Mahaprasad, and pushed it in the ground. Immediately, it grew into a sacred bakula tree. It's still there today. Haridas Thakur would chant under that tree throughout the day, every day in ecstatic love. Under that tree, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his wonderful leelas with Haridas Thakur. Rupa Goswami came to live under that tree. Sanatan Goswami came. In Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya was truly serving every devotee in the most intimate, loving ways. They took bath in the ocean together. They came back and had prasad together. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took them to the temple of Jagannath. Jagannath was not giving his darshan at the time. He was still being prepared for the Ratha Yatra, the Anabasara. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had kirtan in the temple. Then they came outside to do parikrama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu divided his devotees into 4 groups, 4 Sankirtan parties, each with 2 mridangas and 8 kartals. They were chanting. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing with them in ecstasy. Everyone was witnessing the beautiful dance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every limb of his body was exhibiting the Mahabhav of Sri Radha's love for Krishna. And never before was it revealed for even the most common people to witness and be transformed. The servants of Jagannath, the pilgrims, the residents of Puri, the tourists, everyone was seeing Lord Chaitanya dancing. And whoever saw his dance was infused with prem ras. When they came to the rear side of Jagannath's temple, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced in the center, and all the 4 kirtan parties came together to sing. And then a great miracle took place. Everyone who was dancing on all 4 sides in all directions was seeing Lord Chaitanya personally only looking at them. He's Rasaraj. He's the king of loving exchanges. There's no limits to how Krishna can intimately reciprocate with his devotees' love. Every devotee was thinking, he's only looking at me. Raj Goswami reminds us that this was non-different, that when Krishna was sitting on the banks of the Yamuna in Vrindavan, surrounded by thousands and thousands of cowherd boys, all taking prasad together, and every cowherd boy was thinking, Krishna's only looking at me. Next morning was a festival called Netrotsava, which is the life and soul of the devotees. Because Lord Jagannath was not seen for approximately 15 days. On the day of Netrotsava, the festival for the eyes, Lord Jagannath gives his darshan. Generally, Lord Chaitanya would always stand beside the Garuda Stamba. And in front of that is the Jagamohan, the Kirtan Hall, and then there's the altar, and there's Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra Mai giving darshan from their beautiful thrones. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was told by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, this is what you should do. And he followed it very carefully. But on the day of Netrotsava, he could not follow such a rule. He hadn't seen Jagannath in 15 days. A moment is like 12 years or more. A moment is 1/12 of a second, nimesh. How many seconds in a day? How many nimeshas in a day? I'm not a mathematician. I don't know how to use calculators. But it's incredible just to think about it. A nimesh is 1/12 of a second, the amount of time when you involuntarily blink your eye that your upper eyelid touches your lower eyelid. And for Lord Chaitanya in Yugayatam Nameshena Chakshusha Pravrashayata, that moment was like a yuga, or 12 years, Prabhupada writes. So 15 days. How long was that for Lord Chaitanya? And now Jagannath is giving his darshan again. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu led. They came to the devotee, they came to that temple early in the morning, and there were crowds of people. Kashishwar Pandit was clearing the people away. Lord Chaitanya had Brahmananda Bharati and Paramananda Puri in front of him, Advaitacharya and Swarup Damodar Swami on both sides of him, and all the other devotees were behind him, and they were entering in the temple with such anticipation, such expectation, such excitement to just surrender their hearts to Lord Jagannath. And Lord Chaitanya just went right by the Garuda Stamba and went right to the place where the Bhoga is offering to Lord Jagannath, the closest place. And there they had the darshan of Sri Jagannath. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beautiful lotus-like eyes that stretched practically to his ears. They were like very thirsty honeybees seeking the nectar of Lord Jagannath's beautiful, supremely beautiful lotus-like eyes. Lord Sri Gauranga gazed without blinking for hours and hours upon the beautiful face of Lord Jagannath. And all the devotees were doing the same. And when it's time for a Bhoga offering, Lord Chaitanya would have kirtan with all the devotees. And as soon as the Bhoga offering was complete, again they came to be gazing upon the beautiful form of Jagannath. Krishna reveals himself according to our love, according to our sincerity. So many times we read in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya is seeing Krishna standing in his threefold bending form, playing his flute in the darshan of Jagannath. Afternoon, they went to take their baths in the ocean. Have any of you taken your bath in the ocean yet? It's a very important part of pilgrimage to Jagannath Puri. But please be careful, because not only are the waves of ecstatic love of God flowing everywhere in Puri, but you know that those waves can also do other things. So be careful. Actually, our Shastra tells, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Navadvip to come to Puri, Ganga felt great separation. Leelas with the Gopas and the Gopis of Vrindavan on the banks of Yamuna, Ganga Devi wanted to offer that same intimate service. So she prayed. She prayed, Yamuna, she's so fortunate. May I follow in her footsteps and serve you, my Lord, the way she is. And the Lord fulfilled her desire. Krishna in the form of Krishna with the bhava of Sri Radha, with their eternal associates of Sri Vrindavan Dham, came to Navadvip to perform their leelas on the bank of the Ganga. But then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left the Ganga. The ocean was praying. The ocean was also praying. Ganga and Yamuna have such nice service, even I want to serve like that. So Lord Chaitanya came to the ocean, and Ganga Mai, she was feeling so much separation, she was rushing to merge into the ocean so that her waters could be part of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Jagannath Puri pastimes. Lord Chaitanya called for Tulsi, who was the superintendent of the temple, and Kashi Mishra and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and said, tomorrow I want to cleanse the Gundicha temple. Please provide for me brooms and pots for water. The devotee said, we will do anything you say, but we can clean the temple. This is not befitting for you to be cleaning temples. But the Lord, he expressed his desire. And the next day they had 100 brooms and 100 pots. And in the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gathered his devotees and personally, this is such a beautiful, we can't take anything lightly or for granted. Every single precise detail of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna's leelas is infinitely deep and full of ras. But Lord Chaitanya personally gave a broom to every devotee. How significant is that? By giving a broom, he's giving them the highest benediction of rendering the simplest, most menial servant that even he's longing to do for Lord Jagannath. And everyone was sweeping. Lord Gauranga was sweeping with such enthusiasm, it appeared that he had 100 arms. He was showing the enthusiasm in which we should clean our hearts. Srila Prabhupada quotes Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur to tell what is Lord Chaitanya's message in this pastime of the cleansing of Gundicha. Lord Krishna left Vrindavan for Mathura. And then later, instead of coming back to Vrindavan, which all the Brijabasis, they were expecting him to come back in a few days. He gave a promise that he would return in a few days. Nanda Maharaj left with some of the cowherd men and the gopas to go to Mathura with Krishna. And Yashoda Mai and Gopis stayed behind, and it was impossible. We know the story of when Akrura took Krishna away. The Gopis, they were laying their body in front of the wheels of the chariot. It was unbearable for them. The most pathetic weeping and the tears of imminent separation. Even Krishna, it was impossible for him to even leave. He was so captured by the loving sentiments of the Brijvasis. Somehow Akrura had to just get him out. What kept them alive was that promise. I'll be back in a few days. But years passed. And then they get news. He moved to Dwarka, which is Mathura's close by, but Dwarka is very far away. It's in the ocean. And then the gopis get news that he's married 16,108 princesses, and now they've all become queens, and he's built magnificent palaces for each and every one of them, and every palace is more magnificent than Indra's palace in Swarga Loka. These queens are very refined, very aristocratic, and the gopis are just simple village girls. It seemed hopeless, but still Krishna's promise gave them hope. And Krishna's love, remembering Krishna's words, remembering Krishna's smiles, remembering Krishna's leelas, remembering Krishna's wonderful, wonderful relationships that he had with each and every one of them, was what kept them alive. And then they received the message. After so many years, Krishna's inviting you to meet him in Kurukshetra to observe the solar eclipse. So the Ratha Yatra is taking Krishna from his Aishwarya Dwarka Leela back to Vrindavan. It's the love of the heart of the gopis expressed of bringing Krishna back to Vrindavan. Gundicha represents Vrindavan. And Lord Chaitanya, in this mood, if Krishna is coming to the Gundicha temple, it must be perfectly spotless and clean and refreshing and cooling and pleasing to Lord Jagannath. That was the mood in which they were cleansing. And we are taught that this applies to us, each of us, because the heart is the temple of Krishna. And Krishna is in the heart of every living being. But Krishna will only reveal himself if our heart is a perfectly clean place. Through satsang, association of devotees, through sadhana, performance of the 9 processes of devotional service, through seva, our whole goal of life is to cleanse the heart, to make it a clean, pleasing place for Krishna to reside. And what is the dirt in our hearts? Lust, anger, envy, greed, arrogance, and illusion. And then there's finer aspects of that dirt in the form of the desire for prestige, the desire for fame, the desire for all sorts of subtle mental enjoyments. Lord Chaitanya taught Krishna will never reveal himself if those things enter in our heart. Chaito tarpana marajanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam. The chanting of the holy names is the prime benediction for all humanity, because there is no greater way to cleanse the heart than sincerely crying out for Krishna. Om pavitra pavitro va sarvavastam gatobi va yasmare pundarikaksham sabhayabhyantara suchi. That Krishna is all pure. And whatever Krishna connects with becomes purified. He is pavitra. And Krishna is non-different from his name. Nama chintamani Krishnas chaitanya ras vigraha. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis. All the powers, the beauty, the sweetness, the pastimes, the associates, the qualities, the abode. Krishna has made all of those blessings available in his holy names. If we chant with sincerity, without ulterior motives, and we follow in the footsteps of how the great souls are living as they're chanting the holy names, which is the subject matter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. As they were sweeping, Lord Chaitanya was giving instructions. I want you to discover finer and finer particles of sand and dust and straw. And they swept and swept and swept. For hours they swept. Then Lord Chaitanya taught them to take whatever they've swept and put them in a pile outside the temple. And all the devotees put all their dust and all their sand and all their straws in one pile, and Lord Chaitanya put all of his in another pile, and his pile was bigger than everyone else put together. Such an example. And then when it seemed that the temple was immaculate, Lord Chaitanya said, now let's do it again, searching for even finer particles. This is what he expects of us. So how important it is that we take very seriously chanting at least 16 rounds attentively of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And to have this attitude of seva and gratitude and enthusiasm that Lord Chaitanya inspired in all of his devotees. And by hearing this story, he's inspiring every one of us in the same way. And when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was satisfied, it was very clean, then he gave the indication for the water. And hundreds of pots immediately started pouring into the Gaudiya Temple. They were throwing it on the ceiling. They were throwing it on the walls. They were throwing it on the floors and the cooking places on the altar. There was so much enthusiasm. All the devotees were fully absorbed, engaged. Someone would, from Indrajumana Sarovar, they were bringing water. And the pots were being filled up and then passed from one devotee to another devotee to another devotee. And then they came to, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates would throw that water in the Gaudiya Temple to clean it, bathing the temple of the Lord. And then they take the empty pot and send it back. And there was hundreds of pots, and it was so much enthusiasm. And no one said a word except Krishna, Krishna. They were so absorbed in serving Krishna that simply by saying Krishna, Krishna, everybody could understand exactly the intention of whoever was saying it. If you needed more water, you'd say Krishna, Krishna. If somebody was getting in your way, you'd say Krishna, Krishna. Perfect communication. You see, when Krishna's in the center, our communication becomes very, very clear. Now, we have communication of smartphones and internets and websites and all sorts of, whatever. And everyone's fighting. Because Krishna's not in the center. Because everyone's putting their own self, their own concern, their own I and mine in the center. Therefore, either there's conflict or there's imminent conflict. But when Krishna's in the center, there's perfect harmony. And in Vrindavan, we find when there's conflict, that's an even deeper, sweeter, beautiful form of harmony. How do we understand that? Because it's based on love. There's no envy. Krishna being in the center means whatever pleases Krishna. When we're chanting the holy names in kirtan, this is the mood that Mahaprabhu has given us. Whether we're chanting japa alone or we're having kirtan with 7,000 people in Jagannath Puri, we're all chanting in such a way, invoking the presence of Sri Radha, Hare, and Sri Krishna to be in the center of our relationships, the center of our life, the center of the recognizing Krishna and Sri Radha as the center of all of existence. And all that matters is that we're together for your pleasure, my Lord. That is Nam Sankirtan. As they washed and they washed and they kept washing, some devotees, they saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was such an intoxicated, ecstatic state of internal consciousness, cleaning the heart for Krishna's appearance. Jagannath is coming. That devotees secretly poured water on Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet and collected the water and drank it and even distributed it as they were saying, Krishna, Krishna. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he actually didn't even need the water because he was doing this menial service of sweeping and washing for Lord Jagannath's pleasure was such an intimate expression of love for him that tears were pouring from his eyes. And he was cleaning the whole temple with his tears. Then they let all the water out. And they washed it all again and let all the water out. And then the Lord Chaitanya, with his own cloth, he was shining. He was shining the altar, shining the walls and the floor of the temple, and all the devotees together. Then they went to Narsingha Temple and cleaned that. And then they cleaned thoroughly the whole area outside the temple. Because you see, when you clean your own heart, you have to be very careful. There's things from outside and inside that could come in and pollute it again. Cheto darapana marjanam. The mind is compared to a mirror. When you look in a mirror, you see yourself. But when the mirror is covered with pollution, you think that that pollution is me. The chanting of the holy names of the Lord is the most powerful means of cleansing the heart. That's like the water. That's like the broom. Srinvatam swakata Krishna punja sravana kirtana. By hearing the glories of the Lord, by chanting the glories of the Lord, and by singing the names of the Lord. This is the means of cleansing the heart. But Lord Chaitanya in Gundicha is teaching the spirit, the attitude in which we chant the holy names. As humble servant of the servant of the servant of the servants of the Lord. After they cleansed thoroughly Narsingha Temple, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu induced everyone to chant. There was a wonderful kirtan, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the middle began leaping in the air, tears flowing from his eyes, his limbs trembling, his hair standing on end. so many ecstatic symptoms. His body was changing various colors. Sometimes his body was hard like wood. Sometimes it was soft like cotton. Sometimes he was heavier than the universe. Other times he was so light that people could just lift him and toss him in the air. This is how Lord Chaitanya was manifesting his divine love. And then Lord Chaitanya turned to the son of Advaita Prabhu and said, Sri Gopal, dance. Sri Gopal, getting that instruction, danced. Within a moment, he fell to the ground lifeless. Now, Advaitacharya Sadashiva Mahavishnu, he's the greatest, he's the leader of the entire Vaishnava community. He's totally detached from anything except the loving service of the Lord in the mood of a devotee. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself worshipped Advaitacharya. But when Advaita saw his son laying lifeless on the ground, he ran over and put his son on his lap and saw that Sri Gopal was not breathing. There was no sign of consciousness. Advaita started to cry. Soon all the devotees felt the same exact experience as Advaitacharya because they all had one heart in their love and care for each other. They all gathered in a tight circle around Sri Gopal, loudly chanting the names of Lord Narsinghadev to protect him. But Sri Gopal just laid there. Now all the devotees were weeping, and louder, chanting Krishna's holy names. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu likes to give his lessons in such wonderful, dramatic, heart-rending methods. He just let this carry on for some time. Then Mahaprabhu approached Sri Gopal and placed his hand over Sri Gopal's heart and said, Gopal, rise and dance. And instantly, Gopal blissfully came to consciousness to dance. And seeing this, the devotees, with even more enthusiasm and ecstatic love, they filled the world with the tumultuous sounds of the holy name. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arranged prasad for everyone. He wanted to serve everyone. In fact, he started serving everyone. They all had leaves from plantain or bananas trees. And Mahaprabhu, his hand would hold no less than what 2 or 3 men could eat. So this was because what do you do with all that prasad? And nobody would eat before Lord Chaitanya honored the prasad. So Swarup Damodar Goswami said, my Lord, no one will take before you. And beside that, your gurus, Brahmananda Bharati and Paramananda Puri, they're sitting on raised wooden platforms, and there's one place for you, and they will not start eating until you have prasad. So Lord Chaitanya sat, and he was directing the prasad. As the Paramatma in everyone's heart, Vedaham Samatitani Vartamanani Charjana. He knows everything about everyone. He knew exactly what devotees wanted to eat. And he was ordering the servers, give him shukta. He was giving exactly what the devotee was feeling in their heart that they wanted to take. He knew it, and he was giving. Such a wonderful prasad arrangement. And he kept telling him, eat more, eat more. And to please him, they kept eating and eating. And meanwhile, the devotees kept giving him more. It's a wonderful pastime. The loving exchanges of taking prasad together in Shree Jagannath Puri. Jagannath's prasad. The next day was Ratha Yatra. But I'm going to end here because we have with us His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj. He's born and raised in Jagannath Puri. I never asked him, but probably in the womb of his mother, he was eating Jagannath Prasad. And now he's traveling. He's written so many wonderful books about Jagannath Puri Dham and so many other wonderful Vaishnava contributions. But especially today, we're very grateful because for so many years, he brings thousands and thousands of people to Jagannath Puri to give wonderful parikramas. And there's another person who's also, these are the two supreme inspired and empowered narrators of Jagannath Puri's glories, loved throughout the world. His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj and His Grace Madhvacharya Prabhu. They are and whatever I can say is just what to say. I'm trying to describe the taste of honey from the outside of the bottle. But now we are going to get entrance into the deepest recesses of the bottle of the nectar of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leelas in Jagannath Puri from His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj. After which we will have Kirtan, then Jagannath or Damodar Astakam. Tomorrow is the most holy disappearance day of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. There will be very important announcements of how we will be celebrating tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. So, I feel so awkward to be here in front of you. Maharaj was speaking so sweet, eloquent, with choice to word, deep meaning. His voice was like a cuckoo bird. And by hearing my voice, you must have understood, like howling, a jackal howling. And Maharaj entering like a swan. And I am like a crow entering on the dais. So that is my understanding. I am sure all of you must be feeling like this. All you agree with me? Say Hari Bol. Yes. That is correct. So, I am very, very thankful to Gauranga Prabhu for inviting me for this program. The previous time during this program, I was here, I enjoyed very much. And also Gauranga Prabhu gave me opportunity to go with different groups, Hindi group, English group. I covered 4 groups in 2 days. I wish I could have stayed another 2 days, I could cover all the groups. That would be nice. So I was very happy to get association of the devotees and talking Jagannath Katha. Yesterday 3 hours, today also 3 hours in 2 different groups. Then tonight I'm going to leave. Today noontime, Gauranga Prabhu called me and said, Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj wants you to speak on the pandal. You like to speak? I was in great ecstasy to know how Maharaj can remember me. I'm an insignificant personality. So out of great ecstasy, I agreed. Yes, I will speak. But after coming here and seeing this ocean of devotees, my heart beating is increasing now. There is one ocean there, and ocean of devotees here. My feeling is just like Arjun was feeling, at the beginning of the battlefield. But I am sure when Maharaj gives order, same time he also empowers somebody. So, by depending on the causeless mercy of His Holiness RADHANATH SWAMI Maharaj, Chandramauli Maharaj, Madhvananda Prabhu, a great scholar. I'll tell you, even if I have taken birth in Puri, I don't know so much as researched subject matter Madhvananda Prabhu knows. Yes. So I'm very, very grateful to His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. Out of love and affection, he has put me on this dais to speak you something. I'll speak very briefly because we'll have nice Harinam Sankirtan, then Damodar Ashtak. So I'll tell you something about the magnanimity of Lord Jagannath. I was telling why Lord comes to this material world. He comes to deliver the sinful, fallen living entities. And how he delivers to fallen living entities? By his mercy. And Bhagavan has unlimited form, Anadi Ananta Rupam. His unlimited Bhagavat Swarupas are there. So, in different form Lord comes, Rama, Vamana, Narasingha. So that time he exhibits that much mercy, magnanimity, as much as needed. If people are less fallen, then that Bhagavan comes with less mercy. Satyajug, Lord came, people are not so fallen. So Bhagavan not necessary to exhibit much mercy that time. But in Kali Yuga, most fallen, So that Bhagavan has to come, who is most merciful. So that is Lord Jagannath, magnanimity. Only few points I'll mention to you in regards to unique magnanimity nature of Lord Jagannath. One thing you should observe, in all over India, we have so many Vishnu temples. But Jagannath temple is exception in the way that once a year Lord Jagannath is the only deity where Mula Vigraha, who is worshipped on the Ratna Singhasan, he leaves his Ratna Singhasan and comes out of the temple on the street. No other temple you will see like this. So that is one of his magnanimity. Lord Jagannath knows how these college people are so lazy. They may not come to see me, so I have to go give my darshan to them. That is Lord Jagannath. One thing comes to mind. In every incarnation, starting from Lord Narayan, all their hands are engaged. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, all swords, all kinds of Dhanush, Ban. In Lord Krishna, he has no weapon. He's busy playing on his flutes. But Jagannath, what is holding in his hand? What is holding? Just stretching his hands. That's it. That is Jagannath. To embrace everybody. It's magnanimity of Jagannath. Jagannath Swami ke. Then next magnanimity. You go all over India, all Vishnu temples, Tirupati, Srirangam, Srinathji temple, everywhere. The Lord receiving service only from high-class Brahmanas. Only Brahmanas can get into the Garbhagriha and render service. But Jagannath Puri is exception. Jagannath Puri temple, Jagannath is the only place where Jagannath is served by high-class Brahmanas and lower than lowest, low-class Sabaras. 11 months Lord Jagannath worshipped by Brahmanas, but 1 month by intimate service, not by Brahmanas. They are called Daitapatis from Vishwabhasu Sabara family. They are not a Brahman. They are not Kshatriya. They are not a Vaishya. They are not a Sudra even if. They are untouchable, lower than Sudra. And see the Jagannath culture. What position they have got? They have received. All Brahmanas, devotees, they are all Jagannath's devotee. But these Daitapatis, the Sabara people, they are not Jagannath's devotee. They are Jagannath's family members. So that is difference. The head Brahmana here, known as Pati Mahapatra, very big designation. Pati Mahapatra. The Sabaras, they are Daitapatis. What is Daita means? Daita means dear. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite. They're very dear. So that is Jagannath culture. Jagannath is the perfect aspect of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is meant, originally, he has been worshipped by some tribal Sabar. So he is the fittest God to be worshipped anyone, whatever fallen one may be, all over the world. That's how we see where International Society for Krishna Consciousness, all over the world, people are so much fond of Jagannath. Every house, every temple, every city, everywhere Jagannath. So now Jagannath's market is very high now. Everywhere Jagannath. So that is magnanimity of Lord Jagannath. What higher position? The lowest person, he gives the highest. It's not only my devotee, they're my family members. When Jagannath Navakalapur takes place, the Sabara Vansha people, They also do, just like we shave our heads, do Shraddha ceremony, this, that, they're like that much. That great is Jagannath culture. And Jagannath, people are very strict in Jagannath temple, very traditional, very strict, little bit this way, that way, they'll do Mahasnan, everything. You see, Lord is Anur, Anyan, Mahata, Mahiyan. He's very strict and super loose also. When his temple, very strict. When he comes out of the temple, anybody can go embrace the Lord. Doesn't matter, you're Brahman, you're Chandal, Sudra, doesn't consider anything. Nowhere in India you will find, maximum they will allow you go and touch the feet. But here, anybody can go and embrace Lord Jagannath there. I have seen sometimes when Jagannath is on the chariot, some Jagannath pujaris would be standing, leaning on Jagannath, putting their hand like this, not standing. Yeah. Some noon time, once I went, I saw somebody lying on his belly, sleeping, not leaning on his belly. I have not seen any God gives himself like this. Do whatever you do with me. Right? That's why he's Lord of the universe. He's Jagatnatha. He's Lord of the universe. Very, very, very liberal. Very liberal. And out of all magnanimity quality of Lord Jagannath, I like the best his magnanimity. One aspect of magnanimity I like the best. I'll tell you now. You do Janmashtami. You do fasting up to what time? Up to midnight. Gaur Purnima, Narsingha Chaturdasi, fasting up to evening time. Ramanavami, Radhashtami, fasting up to noon. But when we do Snan Purnima, Jagannath's appearance day, Rath Yatra, how long you do the fasting? No fasting. Eating. As Maharaj said, we follow the direct meaning, no indirect meaning, right? Direct instruction. There is no fasting. And Jagannath has introduced. Jagannath knows how lazy we are. We are not into all this tapasya. That's why I say, Srila Prabhupada is very merciful. You must have heard many times how Jagannath gave a boon to Indradimna. Indradimna asked a boon, please bless me. Out of 3 boon, 1 boon is you have to eat whole day, eat and eat, your prasad will be distributed. You will eat, wash your hand, before your hand dry, then you have to eat. So that is Jagannath. And Prabhupada is so merciful. Out of unlimited Bhagavat Swarup, Prabhupada gave us 2 best gods. One Jagannath eating god and Gauranga Mahaprabhu dancing god. So that is Hare Krishna movement. Hare Krishna movement is chant, dance, and take Mahaprasad. If you analyze Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he was doing in Gambhira? What is Hare Krishna movement? Now, of course, when Kali Yuga is progressing, we have to get into so many varieties of programs, pendal programs, then, slide presentations, seminars, all kinds of things we have. But at that time, Mahaprabhu's movement means what he was doing in Gambhira. Just chanting and dancing, they become tired, go take bath in ocean, take Mahaprasad. Then chanting and dancing. That is what they are doing. This is Hare Krishna movement. What Mahaprabhu started. The 2 best God Prabhupada had given us, Lord Jagannath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And next is magnanimity of Jagannath is Mahaprasad. Mahaprasad. I have told many times, you might have heard, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, his Mahabadanya. We Kali Yuga people, we cannot do tapasya, dhyana, we cannot do yajna, we cannot do archana. He understands manda sumanda mata yaho manda bhagya upadrita. You people are too lazy. All you have to do, chant Hare Krishna. But all of us, we must have experienced, whenever we take bead bag, pick up the bead bag, what happens to us? We all fall sleepy. So what to do? We are not only lazy, we are super lazy. That's why Jagannath, Lord Jagannath came with new procedures. How to deliver the super lazy people? So what is, Mahaprabhu brought the weapon, Harinam Sankirtan. But what is Lord Jagannath's weapon? What Jagannath is famous for? Mahaprasad ki. When Japamala you pick up, you may fall sleepy. When Mahaprasad plate will come, you fall sleepy and look up. That is what Jagannath is. Jagannath is so merciful that people cannot afford. They cannot afford not to go back to Godhead. Yes. You cannot afford not to go back to Godhead. That is policy of Lord Jagannath. It's the Mahaprasad. I'll be very brief, speaking one or two things regarding, I'll speak about Mahaprasad. This Mahaprasad is very important for us. Puri people, they claim that Jagannath Prasad is only Mahaprasad. They don't accept any other prasad as Mahaprasad. Sometime we go to invite some of our friendly Jagannath Pandas. We tell, because in ISKCON, the noon offering, whatever you bring to deity, Mahaprasad plate, isn't it? Mahaprasad plate. So we tell them, please come, today you can have Mahaprasad, or Radha Giridhari Mahaprasad. They became very angry. Hey, what Mahaprasad? That is not Mahaprasad. Only Jagannath Prasad is Mahaprasad. Yes, they claim like that. So I have been hearing. But I have now 2 points to plead on their behalf, for pleading on their behalf, to justify their claim. Why they say only Jagannath Prasad is Mahaprasad? It has come to my mind to help them. They don't know. I know what it is. They just say it is nothing else Mahaprasad. So what we call Mahaprasad? What ISKCON we identify as Mahaprasad? That plate goes in front of the deity. That is Mahaprasad. Then we bring and mix with others. But Jagannath Temple, what happens? Everything cooked goes in front of the deity. So that's why it is all Mahaprasad, real Mahaprasad. That is one reason. And one more reason is, when we take some Mahaprasad, then some devotee take, oh, Mahaprasad, Gurudev's Mahaprasad, isn't it? Prasad accepted by a devotee become Mahaprasad. Nowhere in India it happens. They offer to Lord and they bring and give to you. That is Prasad. But only in Puri it becomes Mahaprasad. Why? Because after offering to Lord Jagannath, then they offer to Bimala Devi. That's why it becomes Mahaprasad. The two reasons in their favor is only Mahaprasad. I'm just pleading for them. I accept our ISKCON Mahaprasad also Mahaprasad. I'm just pleading for them. So you have heard the famous story of the Mahaprasad. I'm not going to repeat it fully, that how Narada Muni went, got Narayana Prasad, then Shiva got, Parvati did not get, become very angry, then Lord came, okay, don't be worried. I will appear Jagannath Puri, whatever prasad will you offer to you, the first will you offer to you, Bimala. So to satisfy Bimala, he said, you stay next to me. Lord Shiva, you did not give Mahaprasad to Parvati, you stay out. No. There's all Shiva temples in outer courtyard. You see, and Kashi Vishwanath, you stay out just to pacify Parvati. And Lord is very intelligent to manage the situation. So that pastime I'm not going to say. I'll tell you one more practical incident took place in Puri. There is a follower of Shankaracharya, a very dear disciple of Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, not present Shankaracharya. His name was Padmapada. Actually, originally his name was Sadananda. Sadananda, and Shankaracharya used to love Sadananda very much. And the ashram, because Shankaracharya used to love Sadananda so much, other god brothers, they become very envious. Why Gurudev loves him so much? And Shankaracharya could understand the others are envious, they don't know the great quality of Sadananda. But to expose, to make others understand how great is Sadananda, Shankaracharya, he invented something to show them, to prove. So once Shankaracharya sent Sadananda to go other side of the river to do some work. So when he was other side of the river, then all of a sudden big flood came. The whole river got flooded, full with water swelling. Then Shankaracharya went with his group of disciples and calling, "Oh, Sadananda, 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 come here, come here." And Sadananda could hear Gurudev is calling. But water is swelling, big flooding. How can he cross the water? Then Sadananda meditating. He's thinking, I have taken shelter of my spiritual master. By remembering the lotus feet of my spiritual master, I am supposed to cross over the material ocean, Bhava Samudra. If lotus feet, my spiritual master, can help me to cross over the material ocean, can't I cross a small river like this? So this strong determination, the Sadananda put his feet on the water. Other side Shankaracharya and his disciples, they are watching. Then they were watching, as soon as he put his feet on the water, one beautiful lotus flower manifested there. Then again another step. Then he crossed the river like this. Then Shankaracharya said, he proved how Sadananda is great devotee, great personality. From that day he was known as Padmapada. Padma Phula, lotus flower manifested under his feet. Then Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, he met Padmapada, the head of the Govardhana Mutt here. And Shankaracharya, though they are Mayavadis, Nirakarvadis, you will see how really Shankaracharya was so personal, he was not impersonal. He had the main personality in Jagannath Temple, and Jagannath Temple things happen so personal way. I was telling this morning how they woke up Jagannath, they dressed Jagannath with gamcha, going to bathroom. Maharaj was telling also that he has a toothbrush, brushing tooth, tongue cleaners, impersonal God, does like this, cleaning his tongues like this. Once I went with Maharaj to Ramkumar Prabhu's house, and he was telling, Maharaj, not only we are cleaning his teeth and tongue cleaner, once a week we are shaving his beard also. Yeah, that is what they do like that. It's impersonal. It's more than personality. And Shankaracharya was leading this temple. And being his follower, the Padmapada, one day he went to temple. And then he came to know the glories of the Mahaprasadam. So during the description of glories of the Mahaprasadam, he came to know the Mahaprasad is offered to Lord Jagannath in the process of Nigama. There's Nigama and Agama. As you know, Nigama kalpatarar galitang phalang sukha mukhadamrita dravasanjutang. Nigama means the Vedic process called Nigama. And Agama is tantric process. So Jagannath Temple has gone through all kinds of things. Sometimes tantric they took over, sometimes Buddhist they took over. All kinds of things Jagannath Temple had gone through. So the system is there. So he came to know the prasad is offered to Lord Jagannath in Nigama process, that become prasad. Then when it is offered in tantric process to Bimala, in Agama process, that becomes Mahaprasad. Padmapada was not happy, he could not accept, because the staunch follower of Nigama, the Veda, Vedic, everything, they know only Veda, nothing else except the Veda. So he could not accept. How it can be Mahaprasad? Then he just left temple, just very worried. What to do? Then he came back to the Govardhana Mutt. He had a meditation, meditating on his guru, Shankaracharya. He closed his eyes. His meditation, all he could see, the big eyes of Lord Jagannath. Big eyes of Lord Jagannath. Then he saw from his eyes, Shankaracharya appeared in his meditation. Shankaracharya told Padmapad, you should not doubt that Jagannath Prasad is not Mahaprasad, you should not doubt about it. Jagannath is Param Brahma. But he is Jagatnath, he is God of everybody. People can worship in the process of Nigama, process of Agama, whatever they want. So you should not develop any doubt on it. You should respect Jagannath Prasad. Many other things also Shankaracharya explained to him how Jagannath, his devotee, whatever way, je jathamang prapadyante tang tatheva bhajamiham, I reciprocate accordingly, so don't doubt. So after saying this, then Padmapad was thinking, it's true or some hallucination, what it is. Gurudev telling like this. Then he went to sleep. When he slept, in his dream, he saw one cowherd boy came, holding a pot of yogurt. One cowherd boy came in his dream. And that boy said, "Oh Padmapad, I am that boy. I am that Gopal that Rik Ved has described about me." Because they follow Vedana. This Rik Ved has described about that Gopal, that Giridhari Gopal, I am that Gopal. You don't believe. I manifest in many forms. So this is also another form. I personally accept everything. So you should not have any doubts. Few other things also. That Gopal form, that in his dream he saw. That tomorrow you should go. And definitely your doubts will be clarified. The next morning, Padmapad woke up early morning, took bath. He did all his early morning sadhana. Then noontime he went to the temple. Now there he saw in front of Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, deity, mountains of prasadam, pots are there, bhoga, rice, dal, sabji. And then when he was taking darshan, then he found there's one cowherd boy standing on top of that heap of food stuffs, just like Lord Krsna standing on top of Giri Govardhan. Then he saw that boy is eating everything. That boy is eating everything. Looking at Padmapad and smiling, and he's eating everything. Then after some time, that boy entered into the body of Lord Jagannath. Then Padmapad, he developed full faith that this is real Mahaprasad. The point I'm trying to make, the Shankara Panthis, follower of Shankara path, they are very difficult personalities. They are not so easy to be convinced. But still, this Padmapada, he was convinced that Jagannath Prasad is Mahaprasad. Then immediately he begged forgiveness to Lord Jagannath. Then went to Ananda Bazar and happily he took Mahaprasad. So Mahaprasad ki. So then I will tell you one small pastime of how Lord Jagannath is non-different from Gauranga Mahaprabhu. You have heard from Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, how King Prataparudra was so eager to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu said, no, he's a Vishayi, materialistic person. I can't give my darshan to him. I can't see him. But he was a great devotee of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu's devotees were very affectionate towards King also. So then they decided, okay, Mahaprabhu doesn't want to see Prataparudra, who is a materialistic person, but let Prataparudra see Mahaprabhu. No, there is no problem. So how can you do like this, that Mahaprabhu will not see and Prataparudra will see? So they arranged that sometimes Mahaprabhu, when he's chanting, dancing, he faints also. So one time, they arranged that Prataparudra will come and hidingly, he will see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanting and dancing. So they managed. They brought Prataparudra. And Mahaprabhu with devotees chanting, dancing, great ecstasy, all Ashtasattvic vikar manifesting, all tears rolling down, or maybe like syringe coming from his eyes, and he's rolling on the ground, dust all over his body, and saliva coming from eyes, tear, water running from the eyes, from his nose also, foam coming, saliva coming, all over dusty and muddy. Prataparudra, he was convinced that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Bhagavan, because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saying he is Bhagavan. His Gurudev Kasi Mishra, he was so respectful to Kasi Mishra that this king, before he go to bed every night, he would come and massage the lotus feet. Before he go to bed every night, he would come and massage the lotus feet of Kasi Mishra, his spiritual master. Now all these people are saying he is Bhagavan, so he must be Bhagavan. But when he went back, then he's meditating. What kind of Bhagavan he is? No? He doesn't look like he's all muddy, dusty, it's all water coming from his nose and eyes. No? A little bit, he has doubt. So that day, he went to sleep. And that night he saw a dream. In dream he saw that he went to Jagannath Temple. Then when he entered Jagannath Temple, and he looked upon Jagannath, then he saw Jagannath deity, whole deity is covered with dust and mud. And from Jagannath's eyes and nose, water is dripping. From his mouth, saliva is dripping on the floor. She's completely puzzled. What is happening? Why deity look like this? He could not understand anything. Then he went forward to touch the lotus feet of Jagannath. Then he could hear, hey, don't touch me, don't touch me. No? I am so dirty. No, I am muddy. You are king wearing silk cloth. You have chandan, agur, kasturi, scented thing, body. So I am so dirty. Don't touch me, don't touch me. Then Pratap was very surprised. Then Pratap looked on the altar. Then he saw Jagannath deity has transformed to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. No. Then he realized, what a great mistake I had done. I could not accept. So Jagannath, non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he proved. There are many instances. Also once one South Indian Brahman, very poor Brahman, nothing to eat. He came. And he came to Jagannath, please, give me some money, give me some oils. I am a very poor person. Then Jagannath did not give him anything. When Jagannath gives, he does not put into your pocket. He has his own way how to give. But he's saying, if you don't give, I'll do fasting, I'll die. For 7 days, he did not eat anything. Then last day, he came to ocean. I'll drown myself into the ocean. Sitting on the sea beach, he's looking to the ocean and meditating. My Lord, what happened? You did not give any mercy to me. I have no money now. Then he saw huge personality like a mountain emerging from the ocean. Helmet, royal dress. Then he realized, wow, now Lord Jagannath is coming. Because I said I'll commit suicide. So Jagannath is coming to bless me. That personality came to closer. Then that form completely transformed, became a simple form. Then he started walking. And this poor Brahman also chasing him. Then at one point, that big personality turned to him. Hey, who are you? Why you are chasing me? No. You are Jagannath. You are Bhagavan. Please give me some money. He said, no, I am not Jagannath. Yes. Then he said, I am not Jagannath. You want money? I am going to see Jagannath. I'll pray for you. Please come with me. Then they went. When they went to Totagopinath. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was with other devotees. So this person went with this poor Brahman. Then Mahaprabhu recognized who this person came out of the ocean. He was Bibhishan. And Mahaprabhu talking to Bibhishan. And all devotees, they don't know who is this person. So personally Mahaprabhu talking to him. And course of the Mahaprabhu asking, how are you, this, that. That one Pandit said, you see, that fellow standing there, he's harassing my Jagannath so much. Asking, give me money, as if Jagannath has no other business waiting to give money to him. So why don't you go and give some money to him, he'll be happy. There's more discussion, and briefly I'm telling you. No? So then Vibhishan left, that poor Brahman. Poor Brahman was expecting that Vibhishan will take him to see Lord Jagannath. Pray Lord Jagannath, give some money. But Vibhishan is going back to the ocean. And the poor Brahman said, hey, what happened? You're supposed to go to Jagannath to get something for me. Then Vibhishan said, what foolish are you? Did you not see Jagannath? No, where is Jagannath? Yes, I spoke. That person I spoke, he is Jagannath. Oh, really? Why don't you tell me? I could have asked him money there. Then Vibhishan, yes, you don't have to ask. Before you ask, he is Antarjami, he understands, he knows. That's why he told me to give you some money. So you don't be worried. No, I must go. I must see that Lord Jagannath. Then that person came. Then he realized what a wrong thing he was expecting from the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He understood. He took shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus he was blessed. So it's another instance how Mahaprabhu has proved that is non-different from Jagannath. Jai Jagannath Swami ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj ki, His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Pramanande, Hari Hari Bol. So now Maharaj will do kirtan, so we'll have chanting and dancing, and when you become hungry, I hope there is some Mahaprasad is there.
Hare Krishna. On the eve of the disappearance day of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, we would like to dedicate this evening's Sankirtan to one of Srila Prabhupada's most beloved, intimate disciples and followers, His Holiness Srila Jaipatak Swami Maharaj. Recently, he endured a great crisis in his health, required an extremely dangerous, rare, and difficult surgery was in critical condition for some time in emergency care. By Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, he's gradually recovering. Let us all take a moment to offer sincere prayer for Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, to shower their mercy and blessings upon him. And let us pray, if it is their desire, to restore his health so that he can continue his life of spreading the glories of Lord Chaitanya throughout the universe. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Vishnu Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Astatya Desatharine. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Everyone loudly, please. Very loudly. Cry out the names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please dance in many hundreds of circles. Let us chant, crying out for the mercy, for the shelter of the Lord, our beloved Lord Jagannath. Very loudly, please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Everyone together. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, everyone.
Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, everyone.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hari Haraye Namo Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Haraye Namo Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Hari Haraye Namo Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Hari Haraye Namo Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudana.
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 Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita.
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 Adi Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Gita.
Adi Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita.
Sri Rupa Sanatana Patha Raghunatha.
Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
Sri Rupa Sanatana Patha Raghunatha.
Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa 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 Raghunatha.
Hari Haraye Namo Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Hari Haraye Namo Krishna Yadavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jai Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jai Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jai Jai Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Jai Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada
Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Haribo
Jai Gaura Haribo Haribo Haribo
Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Haribo
Jai Gaura Haribo Haribo Haribo
Gaur Premanandi Shree Jagannath Swami ki Shree Jagannath Baladeva Subhadra ki Shree Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham ki Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Ananti Koti Vaishnava Brinda ki Sri Harinam Sankirtan ki Gaura Premanandi Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Haribo
Jai Gaura Haribo
Nitai Gaura Haribo 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 Vansha kalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindubhya eva cha Patithanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
I love singing twice. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले यशोदाभियो लोकलाघवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्य रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं मृजन्तं पराम्भोजयुग्मेन सतन्तनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकं पात्रिरेखाङ्ककण्ठा सितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिभावि इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् तदीयेषिताग्येषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सदा वृत्तिबन्धे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं बधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वरेषादपीह वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षं बधिं वा न चान्यं वृणेऽहं वर्षादपीह इदं ते वपुरनाथ गोपाल बालम् सदा मे मनस्या विरस्तन्ति मन् इदं ते मुखं भोजम् अत्यन्तनीलैः वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरतैश्च गोप्या मोहश्चुम्बितं बिम्बरताधरं मे मनस्या विरस्तम् अलं लक्ष्यलाभम् नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्ना नमो देव दामोदरानन्त विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलाभिमग्ना कृपा दृष्टि वृष्ट्यातिदिनं बतानो गृहणेश मामज्ञम् एध्यक्षिद्रेश कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्त्यैव यद्वात् त्वया मोचितौ भक्तिभाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमस्ते स्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायाथ विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भ्रजमानम् यशोदाभियो लोकलाघवमानं परामृष्टमत्यन्ततो दृशगोप्य हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe Radhe. Jayo Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe Radhe. Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Radha Damodar Bhagavan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Tai Gaur Premanande.